Hi, my name is Brian Moulton, and I will be your professor for our study of Daniel and Revelation. What gets me excited about these two books, and I'm sure you have a certain anticipation as well, is that these are not only prophetic books that speak very profoundly to the present age and to the future and the end times, but it also does so in an apocalyptic manner. So these two books are both prophecy and apocalypse. Apocalypse because you have recording angels, you have a lot of demonic activity, you have kind of a hyper-expressive type of figurative language that requires a great deal of interpretation. And yet I think we'll find together as we study these two enjoyable books that they interpret themselves and they are keys to one another. It'd be very difficult to study the book of Revelation in a standalone way without having Daniel as the background to that. So we will study these books in that logical sequence. Book of Daniel is written half in Aramaic and half in Hebrew, and we'll talk about that and you'll study that and we'll explain why. And Daniel talks largely about the Gentile world kingdoms and how the Gentiles are going to be raging and raging against the Jews until finally the Son of Man comes and sets up a kingdom. Revelation picks up on that same theme. Book of Revelation has chapter 1 verse 19 as the divine outline of the entire book. It says right there, for the things which you have seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall take place after the things which are, which tells you that the book of Revelation is chronologically laid out as past, present, and future. Chapter 1 being John describing what happened to him on the island of Patmos. Chapters 2 and 3 being the letters to the 7 churches in Revelation, and they'd be the church age. And then chapters 4 through the end of the book, chapter 22, would be future things, the 7-year tribulation, the coming of Christ, and the millennial kingdom. And then the great white throne judgment after that. And then finally the eternal state in chapters 21 and 22. So we have a lot of exciting ground to cover in this course. For me, a little introduction, I grew up in Minnesota, grew up in a good church-going family, but not a Christian family. And then at age 21, while studying at the university in Minneapolis, I became a Christian, and it completely changed my life from that day forward. And soon I was wanting to go to Christian college, study the Bible, went to seminary, and that all happened to me transitionally when I was living in Minnesota. Met a nice young Christian woman, and we married and moved to Dallas, Texas, where I spent 9 years studying at Dallas Theological Seminary. Came out of there with a PhD in Biblical Studies, and then the Lord sent my wife and I and our 2 young children to Nebraska, where I pastored there for many enjoyable years. Then, about the year 2000, God put a bug in me to use my PhD and my higher educational studies to move into becoming a teacher. So the Lord led us to Southern California in the year 2000, and we've been here in California ever since, and I'm a Bible teacher here. And we enjoy our life in California. It's very different from Minnesota, that's for sure. But I'm very excited to have the opportunity in this course to meet you, at least through cyberspace in a cyber kind of educational way. I'm looking forward to the interactions we'll have through your homework, through our discussion boards in this course, and through any emails you want to send my way, and to chat about virtually anything on your mind. In this course, Daniel Revelation, we have 2 exams, 2 lengthy research papers, 2 discussion boards. It's kind of in pairs. And so that'll be an enjoyable process. These 8 weeks will go very fast. I've been praying for you already, and I'm praying that we'll be off to a good start with this course as we begin our studies of Daniel and Revelation. God bless you in your ongoing theological studies.